Mrs. Amador.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask a question?
Commissioner Harris.
Can I ask staff to, excuse my ignorance, but update me on what this,
Sure, let me give you some context about what they're speaking about. Back on February 12th, there was a plan amendment to the South Central San Antonio Community Plan from low-density residential to mixed use, which was recommended for approval by the Planning Commission. There was also a zoning case that was tied to it as well. It was, it had gone forward to zoning commission on March 18th. It was a continuance from a previous February 18th meeting. The rezoning is from the manufactured home park. It's a manufactured home park, a mobile home park that's being proposed by the developer to redevelop it into apartments and retail. So it's going through a rezoning process for IDZ for multifamily and commercial uses. They're speaking about notification that goes out. For zoning cases, state law only requires us to notify property owners within 200 feet. Many of these people that live there, all of the people that live there are tenants, so they're not the property owners. So it's the property owner's responsibility if they want to notify the tenants that live on their property. For the plan amendment process, we notify property owners within 200 feet as a courtesy because we're not required to notify for plan amendments as well. And so again, it's just property owners within 200 feet. So the results of the zoning case that occurred on March 18th, they could not come to a recommendation, so it moves forward to council as a denial, and it'll move forward to council on April 17th, both the plan amendment and the zoning case.
thank you.
Great. Any other questions, Commissioners? Okay, let's work with Mrs. Amador, please.
The only thing that I'm asking, I wanted to say,
De todo lo que dijo el 18 de este mes el señor que viene representando al comprador del Parque de las Trailas es pura mentira. Nunca nos avisaron que iban a vender. Es mentira que hay lugares que quieren trailas 84 porque es mi traila ese número 84, no quieren trailas viejitas. Y el señor, según él, dijo que no puede hablar con nosotros y el día que salimos de la junta quiso sobornar a mi hijo Cristian Amador. Y eso no es justo. ¿Verdad que le dijo que él tenía algo mejor para sus padres? Porque fuimos nosotros los que comenzamos a decir a la gente lo que estaba afuera de los anuncios. A mi esposo Luis Robles, yo y mi hijo Cristian. El Señor le dijo que tenía algo mejor para nosotros. Nosotros no nos vendemos, señores. No porque seamos mexicanos nos vamos a vender. Nosotros somos una comunidad unida.
we're a community, a united community, and we do
Yo
not
lo
sell.
único que les digo brevemente,
All I'm asking here,
pónganse en el lugar de nosotros un momentito.
put yourselves
Si
in my
ustedes
place,
vivieran
please,
ahí,
for a moment. You
ustedes
live there.
también
You
estuvieran
too
luchando por sus hogares,
would
de
be
defender
fighting,
sus hogares,
would
de
be fighting
defender a
for
sus
your
familias.
homes and defending your
Es lo único
families.
que les pido.
All
Pónganse
I
la mano
ask
de
is
corazón.
to please put your heart on
Somos seres humanos.
your hand on your heart for human beings.
No somos ricos. Es
We're not
todo lo
rich.
que le podemos ofrecer
This
a nuestros
is
hijos.
all we can offer to our children.
Lo único que les pido,
All
por
I
favor,
ask, please,
ya quiten ese proyecto. Déjenos vivir en paz.
please stop this project and let us live in peace. I ask this from the bottom of my heart.
Es el futuro de nuestros hijos.
It's the future of our
Es
children.
lo que nos podemos darle nosotros.
That's all we can
Pero
give
se lo
them.
damos con mucho amor.
But we give that to our children with
El
all our
dueño de
love.
ahí nos tiene bien descuidado el parque porque quiere que nos vayamos.
And the owner is just,
No nos arreglan nada. Pero nosotros podemos, si ustedes nos dejan ahí, nosotros podemos arreglar poco a poco el parque de lo más hermoso.
allow us, we will do our very best as we get united in our community, begin to rebuild it.
Piensen los niños, los ancianos.
We
En
think
de
of the
nosotros años ese parque. Habemos personas que tienen más de 40 años viviendo ahí. Hay trailers muy viejitas que no se pueden mover, se van a levantar. Es lo único que les pedimos, señores. Pónganles un momentito en la situación de nosotros. De nosotros, porque así es la situación de nosotros que vivimos ahí. Hagan de cuenta que ustedes no les iban a gustar que nos sacaran así. Nunca nadie nos avisó nada. Nunca nadie. Es todo lo que le tengo que decir. Ojalá que Dios nos ilumine y se pongan un poco en el lugar de nosotros. Hagan de cuenta como si ustedes vivieran ahí, que vivieran su familia, sus padres ahí. Es todo lo que les digo. Muchas gracias, que Dios los bendiga.
Thank you, Ms. Amador. Next is Ms. Leticia.
Chairman, can I ask?
Commissioner Harris.
We know, so the note for council. So the landowner that owns it now, is he the developer on the new land, or is he,
No.
is he selling land or has sold the land?
He is proposing to sell the land to a developer.
Okay, Ms. Bell.
Thank you for hearing us today, sir. My name is Leticia Bella. I live at 248 Barlota 78228, so I'm in a different district, District 5. I am a community organizer and have been working with this community along with other community groups, some of whom are represented here today and will also be speaking. I gave you a kind of a statement, and I just put my qualifications on there because I'm not going to give you an emotional opinion, although this is a very emotional matter. I do have a background, a bachelor's in Mexican American Studies, where I studied history of social political factors affecting Latino communities, such as the most vulnerable communities like this mobile home community. I also have a master's in public administration, where I learned city management and planning under the study of Alex Breseño, the city manager for 14 years here in San Antonio, and also the city attorney, Jesus Garza. So I have, what I'm going to say is of an opinion from my work with community and also from my educational background. I have a census packet for you. What it has on the very first page, page 1, is the property that we're speaking about today. If you see the green space called Thelka, and you see the other green space across Mission Road, you will see a little section of housing in the middle with roads listed: C Street, D Street, E Street, F Street, G Street, D Street. This is from the 2010 census data, and it may be that the actual plot of that property may not be correct, because I don't know that the census has updated that, but that is the correct location. So as you see, it's directly in the center of green space. The census tract number is 1503, block group 1, and you'll find that on my statement. The total population for that specific block group, which you can see on the next page, it's the orange census space that says Thelka on it. That population is 1,356 people. That is the number of residents that you will be affecting. Those are not necessarily all in the mobile home community. There are a couple of streets that are included in that census block, but I just wanted to let you know what the impact of your decision was and how many people you have affected by that decision. On my points, number 1, that you do not use census population in making decisions for the Planning Commission is negligent on your part. You need to know exactly who you're affecting, and the City of San Antonio does not give you this information so that you can make an informed decision. You simply go based on opinion and not fact. So I wanted to show you exactly what the numbers were. The second point I have, the map clearly shows that when you take out that one little population there, the mobile home community, What you are asking, what you have authorized is that that community be removed and replaced by another. That is a decision made with prejudice. What you are saying is that you cannot keep this community, but you're willing to put another one in that space. The third point I have, you see that there is green space surrounding that whole area. That green space, sound planning would indicate that if you remove those homes, you removed it to expand the green space, the park space. That you removed it so that the greater community could use a park for picnics, for playing, for taking their children, not to use it for another community to come in and take that valued space. That's not consistent or principled. The fourth point I want to make is that these communities in these neighborhoods like this, like the Mission District, have been waiting for years for improvements. We have gone without sidewalks, without lights, without drainage, nothing for years. 30, 40 years these communities have had no improvements. And for you to say, we're going to come in and make improvements to your area, but you have to get out, and we are going to bring some new people in, is strictly unjust to this community that has waited all that time for improvements to come to their neighborhood. Thank you so much for listening to me.